Hello friends! I acquired a new hobby to make winter more than just a season of shoveling. Welcome to bottle slumping. Okay, so you're thinking, sounds cool, what the heck is it? Voila! Bottle slumping. Okay guys, bottle slumping. So you take these glass bottles, you place them in a kiln at high temperature, and you create this. Isn't this cool? Appetizer dishes, decor, gifts. There are so many things you can do, and you could create a little side business, side hustle, and sell these. Now I'll show you 4 items you need to get started, and if you stick to the end, you will have unlocked one of my ultimate secrets that I have no idea what I'm doing. Just kidding. I have a cool slumping tip, and as a bonus, I will show you how anyone can make beautiful glass pendants if you stick to the end of this video, so stick around. First thing you need are bottles. You can get unique ones from restaurants, liquor stores that are recycling empties, and don't forget getting some from friends, or you can empty them yourself. Okay, so the second thing you need is a kiln to melt the bottles, but don't panic. You don't need to buy one. You can actually rent time slots with glass studios to use their kiln. Now, I found mine in the classifieds and paid $100 for a used one. The lady who was selling the kiln was anxious to get it out of her garage. If you buy one, the most important thing is that it should have an automatic controller, which allows you to melt bottles without babysitting the kiln. Okay, so if you do decide to buy one, here's a checklist of what to look for. So this is a really handy list. Take a screenshot and save this list. It'll help you when you're looking for your kiln. Here's the second part of the checklist, so take a screenshot of this as well. Oh, and before I forget, just wanted to mention, if you like and subscribe this video, my mom will finally be proud of me. Moving on. So the third thing you will need is to get some fiber paper, which you can buy online at a glass and ceramic store. Or if you want the cheaper option, you can get some kiln wash that you simply apply to the kiln shelf so the bottles don't stick. Again, you can find this online. If you use kiln wash, you will need a brush to apply it. There's a special brush, but I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'm probably going to butcher the name. A Haik brush? Anyhow, I have it spelled there on the screen for you, so you can take a screenshot. If you found this video helpful so far, show some love in the comments section. Comments are like cookies, they make everything better, so go ahead, leave one. Or if you subscribe, just comment subscribe. That way I know I'm helping someone learn something new. Okay, so think of bottle slumping like giving a bottle a relaxing hot tub session, but instead of coming out relaxed, it comes out with a brand new shape. It's actually quite fun and exciting. It's a process where glass bottles are heated up, and when they soften in the kiln, they're molded into a new shape. It's like magic, but instead of pulling that rabbit out of a hat, you get a cool new piece of glassware. So I've had a lot of people asking me for my firing schedule. So here it is. This is program 1. It's for the smaller bottles. So if you follow this, you will probably have to tweak it a little bit to adjust with your kiln, but this will give you a starter point. This is the second part of program 1 for the small bottles, so you can take a screenshot of these and they'll come in handy for you to reference. So this is my firing schedule for program 2, which is for the larger bottles. So you want to use this schedule for the larger bottles that you're going to slump. So this is part 1, and this is part 2. Also, just keep in mind, it's important that you keep a log and record the temperatures that you slump your bottles and the results. That way you'll save a lot of time, and it certainly will be easier to adjust accordingly until you get that best result that you want for your program. Bottle slumping molds are also fun to use, which you can create unique serving dishes. You can also be creative and decorate with cork. I have a technique to not slump the top of the bottle so I can later place the cork back into the neck. With bottle slumping, you can easily create one-of-a-kind shapes that look really neat. It did take me some time through trial and error to learn these tricks, so don't get discouraged. You just need time and patience. If you'd like to learn my techniques, I did write a book on bottle slumping. It's a real page turner, or should I say bottle turner. Sorry, that was bad. It has step-by-step instructions just to guide you through, so if you're interested, the link is below the video. Okay, the moment has arrived for my top secret. I get asked frequently how I add the labels to the bottles after they have been slumped, and here is my secret. So first of all, before I get into this, first remember that the label is removed before the bottle is slumped. I have a video that you can check out on my channel, and it shows how to easily remove the labels without tearing them. Okay, so first thing is that you reapply the label. When you reapply the label after it's melted in the kiln, here are the steps you can screenshot. So flip the slump bottle over with the back surface facing up, facing you. And now you're going to apply the Mod Podge glue to the label with the foam brush until you cover the entire surface of the label. Now you place the label glue side down on the center of the back surface of the bottle. Now remember, the picture that you have on the label, the part that you want to show is the part you put the glue on. You put the glue on that side. Now you gently smooth out that label with your hand, just do it gently. Once the glue is dry, you can apply a coat to the back of the label. So I usually put 2 coats on the back of the label, and that is suffice. I hope you're still here with me, because this is another cool thing you can do with your kiln, glass pendants. I'm going to show you how to make these. So what you need first is fusing glass. You can find fusing glass at a glass studio or buy it online, of course. The Bullseye Glass Company is a website that you can purchase all your glass and tools you need to get started. When you purchase glass, the most important part is that you have the same coefficient of expansion. It's called COE. I don't want to get too tricky here, but this is a rating for the same item you plan to fuse together. So the COE is how the glass expands when it is heated. That's all you need to know. Don't worry yourself about that. That's it. Okay guys, take a screenshot of this. So when you make a pendant, you'll be layering the glass in order for it to melt together when it's heated in the kiln. So like I was talking about the COE, if it doesn't match, it will break and crack, and that won't be great. Glass moves, expands, and contracts when it's heated. So just make sure you don't substitute with any other glass. So here we have some running pliers that you're going to need, an oiling cutter, which is used for glass cutting. I bought these items at Michael's craft store. You can buy at Bullseye Glass Company also. They have products for stained glass there that have the same tools. You need some strong glue, such as epoxy glue. You need some lobster claps kit. A kit that has lobster claps in it, a necklace cord, and small pliers. All of these items can be found at the craft store or online. I also bought these at Michael's as well. So what you're going to have to do is get these items, and let's continue on. Okay, so you also need bails. They will be glued to the back of the pendants. Bails are used to hold that necklace cord. You also need safety goggles, safety first. It's best to wear these when cutting glass. Oops, almost said Google, but I mean goggles. There are various techniques that you can use for glass pendants. I'll show you the basic one, and then you can experiment and get as creative as you like. There's also plenty of lessons online if you decide to learn more. So let's go. Okay, so first fill your oil cutter with oil. I fill it with canola oil that I use for cooking, and it seems to work as well. You can also buy that oil that is specific for glass cutters online or in a craft store. So place your glass on a non-slip surface, and I put it on cardboard, that seems to work just as well, on something that will protect your furniture that you're cutting on. Score a straight line in the glass with the sharp end of the cutter. Okay, here's the fun part. You take your pliers and you place it on the center of that line where you scored the glass, and you carefully squeeze the pliers till the glass breaks. Then score across the cut piece to the size you want for a pendant, and line up those pliers and break along that line again. Now don't panic if the pieces don't break into a perfect shape that you desire. They still make a nice piece once they are all fused. So what you do next is you clean that glass with Windex in order to remove any oil on the glass from the oil cutter, and then you're going to layer that glass on top of each other with the largest piece on the bottom. Okay, so you're ready. You are now ready to put them in the kiln. I place them on kiln paper so they don't stick on the shelf. So I usually place my pendants in the kiln with the bottles that I'm slumping. I just make sure to space them far enough from the bottles so they don't fuse together. I then use the same firing schedule as my bottles, the ones that I provided you before in the previous slides. You will have to experiment though to get the right firing. So I would suggest you only put a few pieces till you tweak your program. There are also small kilns that you can purchase just for firing small glass items if you just decide to do strictly pendants. Okay, so you're almost done. We're gonna put the clasps on the cord. So you take those pliers and you squeeze a lobster clasp on one end of that cord and a barrel clasp on the other end. Once your glass pendants are fused, you can then glue the bails on the back of them with the epoxy glue. So then you insert your necklace cord through the opening of the top of the bail and you are done. You are now ready to wear your pendant. The only problem you should have is deciding which one to wear. It did not take me long to fill my jewelry box. You could also sell them or give them away as gifts. So if you enjoyed watching me fumble around with glass to make these pendants, do me a favor and drop me a comment below. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, drop a comment anyway and let me know how much of a hot mess I am. I promise I won't take it personally. Okay, well, maybe just a little bit.